participating, but it doesn't matter how much you participate. The truth comes through, and it matches more of the hype than anything else that we've been involved in our entire lives. Right. So there's this shift of like, this is real. It's like Santa Claus real from age 1 to 7 to 12, maybe. No, some more Santa Claus. All of a sudden in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you see a sleigh fly through the air. You're like, oh, no, that did not just happen. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like that. So yeah, I get it.
So we went live. We went live.
Okay,
hi, cool. Everybody. Simon was on a little rant, and I was like, if it sounds too good to be true, maybe it is. And then Simon started talking. I'm like, oh, I need to record this. So welcome, everybody.
That's good. It's like Santa Claus. If you got little kids in the room, might want earmuffs, because I do use some analogies that are related to current events in the traditional sense.
So everyone, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to record this, so if you have to bounce and go do something else, it'll be recorded on the same link that I shared with you. It'll be up on my new website next week. I just wanted to bring Simon on. I've known Simon for 3-ish years, somewhere in around there, 3 years. And he's helped a lot of people that I send over to help them get wallets set up and such. I don't do that. I just send that to the people who are doing that on a regular daily basis to help people get in safely. And so today I really wanted to come out. I've had so many people reach out to me in the last few months because they are seeing crypto go up. Exactly what, like Simon and I knew cryptocurrency was going to go up. Bitcoin's not the only one. But there's so many people peppering me with questions. I wanted to have this for newbies. So if you have some people that are wanting to learn about it, please have them tune in, share the video. Please share the video with them. And with that said, I got into crypto about just under 5 years ago. A dear friend of mine, Renita, when we were all in lockdown, I would do hour walks down to the beach with my dog. And she started talking to me about crypto. And I'm like, what? I did not know anything, what it was at all. And a couple months in, I'm like at Trader Joe's talking to her on my headset. And I'm like talking about ETH and ADA. And I'm like, we're speaking another language. People have no idea. But it can be stupid simple with that. And Simon's aware of that. And one of my things that I did, and so many people are coming to me, well, I can't afford a whole Bitcoin. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin, right? My brother, I've been to his house so many times, didn't understand when it was $65,000 that I wasn't selling my Bitcoin. He still didn't understand. Now he's on board. He's out snowmobiling today, so he's going to watch this recording. But I just, when I first started investing, I took 10% of my monthly income and I just started buying cryptocurrency.
Nice.
So it's just like, I'm a hodler. That's somebody who just holds on to their crypto. And so that's what I did. But with that said, I want to have Simon, this is more about you today. And I want you to share just a little bit about who you are and how you got into this. And then we'll go from there.
Perfect. Well, I actually heard about Bitcoin in 2009, March of that year, from my little brother. And that's kind of a bittersweet story. I'd love to share with people on a private conversation. Fast forward to 2016 is when I actually started participating in cryptocurrencies. And it was in this, I was in this place and space where I was looking at my traditional done for me retirement products offered to me by my union and by my employers, right? Your traditional 401k, a pension, these good things. I'm not going to say they're bad things because anything is better than nothing at all. But I was really getting the sentiment from others in my field that this wasn't going to be good enough to support someone like myself and my family, 30 years from now. So I started looking at other means. What can I do? How do I invest? And so that's kind of what started my journey was, hey, I need to take my own financial responsibilities into my own hands, right? And build my wealth. Whatever that is, I need to do it because I'm the only one that's going to do it for me with my, worrying about myself or my family, my goals, etc. So I started actually participating by buying one silver coin every paycheck and a little bit of crypto. At the time, like most of us, I too did not know that you could buy fractions of a Bitcoin. And at the time, Bitcoin was $100. There was this other coin called XRP, which was fractions of a penny at a time. I didn't know what XRP was either, but there was this little coin called Litecoin, and its logo was silver. And I said, hey, why not? I'm buying silver out on Main Street. Why not buy silver in the digital space? So I started there, and it started to grow. And I started going on job sites trying to tell people about this. Hey, you guys need to look at this. I mean, yes, I'm a construction worker. I don't know anything, but I'm telling you, this thing's growing and going. And that actually started my where I'm at today as a cryptocurrency consultant, enthusiast, wealth builder. Like most of us out there, we're just trying to build our own wealth and our own financial security. So I started actually helping people on the job site of how to get in, show them that cryptocurrencies can be your plan, arguably your plan B retirement plan. But in the meantime, they can be a means of building your wealth before the retirement age, and they can be a hedge against life. There was multiple times where I didn't want to, but it was there for me to do so, and that is liquidate my position because life came along and needed some attention. I had 4 tires go out. There was some issues with the rental that I was living in, so we had to move rather quickly. So that just cost money. I was going to get some money back, but in the meantime, I needed the money today now. And because of cryptocurrency and its liquidity that is there 24/7, 365, because it is a global market, I could get that day or night, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's initially how I really kind of got into crypto, how cryptocurrencies brought value to me.
And that's what's nice is that for people to understand that you can go and sell it. It's not like you can go and sell a house in 24 hours, have the money wired into your bank account or sent over into your bank
account. That'd be great.
And my daughter's boyfriend has cryptocurrency. I actually gave him cryptocurrency for Christmas. And I was like, do you still have some? And he's like, well, I had to sell some. And I remember him telling me that before, that he had to sell some. Well, he didn't have to, but he was able to go and get a boat, so you're able to use that to go and do other things, whatever it might be that comes across your desk. Everybody has their own goals, what they want to do with it. I just use some of my extra money and go and I purchase, right? And so with some of that stuff said, can you explain, and we could talk for 24 hours, 7 days this week, but can you share a little bit about what cryptocurrency is? This is something that I've done 12 or 13 events over the last 4 years throughout the United States on cryptocurrency. And I used to say, it's like, I felt like in the olden days where you're trying to explain to people that there's gold in that mountain over there that they're trying to get, because people still don't have a handle. But just a couple minutes on what basically cryptocurrency is, because I think a lot of people don't realize there's 10, 15,000 different cryptocurrencies.
Okay. So let's differentiate, because it's grown since you got in, and it's definitely grown since I've got in. So we have cryptocurrencies traditionally, like let's stay with Bitcoin. Most people know Bitcoin, right? It's globally accepted everywhere as a means of exchange, payments. Countries have adopted it as such. Central banks have now taken a strategic position to have Bitcoin as a reserve currency. So now we're talking about doing business globally, right? So imagine, let's take the gold factor. Gold was and still is money at some level. If you're a gold bug, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not familiar with any type of precious metals, history has shown that gold has been a means of exchange. The problem with gold is it's heavy to move, transfer, etc. Right? But the globe adopted it. It held its value over time, and it had other It had other values as opposed to just a means of exchange. You could use it. You can make things out of it, fabricate things, right? So fast forward to where we're at now. There's more than just a means of exchange that you can utilize Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and digital assets. Now, there's a fine line there between the two. Peer-to-peer transaction, I'm paying you, digital asset. A digital asset would be something that your son-in-law that bought the boat, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that boat has a title to it. That title could be created in digital form in what's called the NFT, non-fungible non-fungible token. Since he could have the digital representation of that, if for some other means lost the title, it got stolen, title and boat got stolen because he was out somewhere else for a little while, right? On vacation, mother-in-law decided to take him to Italy, whatever. He has proof that that is his boat, that he owns that because it's in his private wallet. Okay, that's just one. I know that's a little over the top.
Yeah.
But there is a difference between currency, spending money, retaining value, and token and digital assets. Back to the currency. Laurie said that she takes 10% of her money and buys cryptocurrency with it. Why? Because that cryptocurrency, at minimum, can retain her purchasing power. And a lot of us don't know what that is. A lot of us really don't know what actual value is. Purchasing power equals buying a can of corn today. So we know that a can of corn goes up over time. We've all seen it. Christmas comes around, corn's inexpensive, or whatever the traditional food that you might be getting during the holidays always goes up a little bit. Okay. Well, cryptocurrencies go up too in dollars, but your initial acquisition money that went into that coin remains the same. You put in $50, it's $50, right? So that $50 arguably could get you the same things next year as it could this year in a roundabout way. So that's how you are retaining your purchasing power. You didn't have to put more money into that currency in order to get the same thing. Today, we have to use more dollars to get that corn. Next year, I'm going to have to use more dollars to get that corn. But if I took today's dollars, put it into crypto, I could liquidate crypto and get more dollars to get that corn. Effectively, I didn't have to put any more dollars into that, and that's the purchasing power. It's a hedge against life. It outpaces things like inflation, which, again, most of us really, we don't get that part. But we do understand price goes up. Mm-hmm. My money doesn't go as far as it used to. That's inflation. This allows us to start reclaiming our purchasing power and retaining our value of our work that we do on this earth. I know that's a lot. That's why individuals would, when people save money, they go buy precious metals. That's kind of the thesis there is I need a way to retain my value so I can still get the things I want and need without having to work harder, bring in more, etc.
And it's just, I mean, and I have metals too. It's just a pain in the butt to hold on. I mean, I have friends who have huge safes and they have more huge safes, and it's not as easy to go and cash that out. That's the thing is the with the cryptocurrency. I mean, I can send Simon $100,000 right now, and he'll have it in a couple of seconds, typically.
And I will let you.
And I go to the bank, to my banking, and it's like I want to go and send $6,000 over to somebody, and they're like, put in your code on the PIN, even though I have my debit card right there.
Right.
You need to send a call to me. They need to email me something. And it's like, oh my God, after standing in line at the bank to do all of this transaction, it's so archaic. Oh my gosh, being in this industry as a hobby for so long and business, it's just so fascinating to me that people are still so far behind the times. But go ahead.
You're bringing some light to something that, again, something that we were just born into, the banking system, traditional banking system.
Yep.
Cryptocurrencies and digital assets are changing that. They're changing the way that we view money or what money is. Cash is king, maybe. I know people that don't accept cash. I know businesses that do not. They do not accept cash. You have to use a debit card. Is that cash? No, those are digits. It's technically e-money, electronic money, to pay for the goods and services you want. This is just a forward leap onto that concept. But all the things that you had to do in those checkpoints. Yes, I am who I say I am. Yes, let me make a phone call. Yes, here's the fee to do that. Cryptocurrencies done like that, peer-to-peer, privately. Here's my address, QR code. You scan, boop boop. There's the address. You send it to me. Address meaning no different than your house address. Mailbox to mailbox.
Or a phone number. Yeah.
Or phone number.
Well,
very quick.
Why we're talking about this, Simon, why don't you share how somebody does send somebody some cryptocurrency? So people kind of understand, if I have Bitcoin, I can't send you Ethereum on that address.
No,
but why don't you share a little bit about that? And you guys, this is just a touch point. I want to bring Simon back in a few weeks and do some more. And we want to take some questions at the end. But how does one send? How would I send you some cryptocurrency?
Okay. Well, first, as you stated, that actually depends on the currency you want to send. There are many. There are a lot. There are tens of thousands. I think we're up to 20,000+ and more. But
did you hear that, you guys? There's 20,000.
There's over. I haven't looked in probably 6 months. There are a lot.
You can't keep up. And there's a lot of junk out there. But that's what I want people to understand is they're like, oh, well, Bitcoin's down. But it started at 0 like 15 years ago. It's not going anywhere. And the other thing that I like to comment on, and a lot of people don't realize, is there's a whole country, multiple countries. I know El Salvador has Bitcoin as their legal tender. That's what their legal tendering is for a whole country. So I know that it can get, a little bit of negativity because people just don't understand it. But a whole country is having cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, as their legal tender. But go ahead. I don't want to get sidetracked with how we send.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So how do we send? I'm in El Salvador. I need to pay for my hotel. They don't like US dollars. What do? They say you can send us Bitcoin. I said, okay, well, how do I do that? They show us how to acquire Bitcoin through an app. That's step one. Then what they're going to do is they will give us an address on the Bitcoin network. See, I say network because when we talk about Bitcoin, we have to differentiate. Well, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Bitcoin, the currency, the thing I send between me and you? Or are we talking about Bitcoin, the network, the ability to send from me to you using Bitcoin? So I can only send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin address on the Bitcoin network. Cell phones, back in the day, if you had, voice stream back in the day, there was a moment where if they would charge you more money, a lot more money, if you called someone on AT&T, right? And that was from a technological standpoint. That's why they were charging you more, because it cost them more to make the connections on two different networks. So Bitcoin can only be sent on the Bitcoin network. Traditionally, interoperability and tech is catching up with that. But for simplicity, if you have Bitcoin, you're paying in Bitcoin, you're sending Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network. It has to be a Bitcoin address. The network now and apps now validate those addresses. However, it is good practice to check your address, make sure you're sending it to the right person, because once you send, it's gone. There it goes, out the door. It's like you releasing a bird from your hands and it flies where it's supposed to, but you can't go, hey, come back.
So what? Also, we skipped a little step. So you guys, you're going to have a wallet, and I'm a fan of Exodus wallets. What are you a fan of? What are a couple of wallets that you're a fan of?
I'm actually a fan of. I do like Exodus. I like Atomic. I like a few different cold storage wallets, but I also have native wallets. Native
Okay.
wallets are basically the core wallet from that network, Bitcoin, that's downloaded into Exodus, an application. Remember, I was talking about they're going to El Salvador hotel is going to show you, hey, download this app, and this is how you
Yeah.
can get Bitcoin, right? Well,
Well,
when you send it, you're sending it from that wallet, your wallet, to
mhm.
their wallet, and the transaction's done, and now you can stay at their hotel. There
So
are there are lots of different wallets,
there are.
and they're in applications. And I'm bringing this point up in a point of from a perspective of security.
Mhm.
Exodus, Atomic, any other developer is a company. It still is to a level of third party. This is why I have some native wallets, because
Mhm.
it's in my control on my tiny little system, right? But I've graduated to that. So I trust Exodus. I still trust Atomic. I still trust Ledger, even though it has its issues. But we're in a very new, high, fast development of this industry. Yeah, there you go.
It's still in the box.
There's the Ballet wallet, the Ballet wallet. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that. It's another one.
Well,
And that one kind of works differently, but you're definitely going to want to have your own wallet in your own control, like Exodus, because when you buy your coins from an exchange like Coinbase, this is a place where you can acquire your cryptocurrencies. Caleb Brown is another place that you can acquire your cryptocurrencies. But once you've done the transaction, it's no different than you going into a gold or silver coin store. You walk in, you throw your money down, they hand you the coin, and what do? You walk out. Do you leave the coin there? No. You leave with that coin, you drive home, unlock your huge safe that you have, and put it in with the rest, right? Okay. Well, the safe is your wallet. That's your wallet, right? That's
and that's what
arguably, I would call it a cold storage wallet, but you
and
can
that's the thing that I want people to know and to be safe. I have people that are like, "Oh, I have 3 Bitcoin in a computer I can't get into." You want to be super safe when you're setting up and downloading your wallets. And and that's why I send people over to Simon to help get set up,
Mm,
because I don't host appointments for that. But I want people to know that it may become a hobby. And I tell people all the time, because they're like, well, how much should I invest? I'm like, go put in 50 or $100 and look back in 90 days and see if you were interested in doing it. But
perfect.
if you did that, okay, could be a small amount of money to you, pocket change, possibly. That's what I would recommend doing. So it doesn't change your life, right?
Right.
But you have got to keep your password and seed phrases ultra safe. So if you do go down and plunk down 50 grand or 100 grand, that could 10x, 20x, 30x, and you have millions of dollars in a wallet that you cannot
Mhm.
get to. Now I'm being a little dramatic because I want people to
No,
realize that it
I deal
happens.
with that. I deal with that. I get crypto 911 calls where they
Mhm.
have a lot of money locked
Yeah.
in there.
And there's not a
And
way to
having
get
issues.
that out. So that's why you want to set this up very safe. Just because it started out again with some coins you found in your sofa or whatever, you could start to get the bug like we all do, especially right now when your crypto's
Right.
going up. You want to get in safe. And I can't say enough about that. Renita was the one who taught me all of this. And so, with that said, Simon, one would set up a wallet. And then if I'm going to send some money to Simon, let's say I have an invoice from him because I had an hour session or something like that, I'll
Yep.
send him a test. So I'll send him
Yes.
$5 or $10 to
Mhm.
make sure he gets it before I send him over a couple $100, right? And
Mhm.
I do that with everybody, whether I'm sending somebody $50 or somebody $100,000, I will send a test first, and that person will confirm that they did get it before I'll go and send the other amount. And you have a register on your wallet so you can see what your history has been. And I can't say enough about the safety factor, again, with this being newbies. And then there's a company called CoinMarketCap that you can see. That was the other thing that I want them to understand, is these aren't just like things people have written down on their notebook. It's called CoinMarketCap, and you can go to the website and see exactly where Bitcoin was 2 weeks ago, 2 hours ago, 15 years ago. And you can see what it has done. And I just want people to realize that that is out there, so that you can see, if you're not sure what coins you're looking at, or you start listening to some cryptocurrency people on YouTube or other places, you can go and start researching some of those coins.
Yes, yeah, that's a good place. That's definitely a good place to start. And I see that Renita in the comments said there's 2.4 million cryptos out there. Okay, when I'm talking 20,000, there's a difference. See, there's a difference between cryptocurrencies and digital assets. And digital assets can be tokenized real world assets. You will hear that term in your journey, real world assets, or tokenized RWA. And basically what that is a digital representation of the physical thing in our real world. That's where we're going. But yeah, 2.4 million. Just stick to maybe the top 20 on CoinMarketCap.
Yeah.
Learn from there. Because CoinMarketCap has come really a long ways. You can see the price action. I think that's good, because most of us are in the dollar space, right? That's what we initially represent the value. How much is it? How much do I make on it? Right? We're giving reference to dollars. But you can go in there, and they have some good information, beginner level, of how did Bitcoin get started? How did Ethereum get started? How did XRP get started? Who's in charge now? If you would have invested way back when it first came out, what's the return rate on your investment? All these things. We are in a day and age to where, to the tune of safety, we have to suck it up. I always say, I do always say this: cryptocurrencies is not for sissies. You do have to put in the time. You really do. Like this is like, hey, you're making a decision to take money, hard-earned money that you did, that you saved, that you sacrificed day in, day out, went through the mental challenges, the whole process. And now you got it. Right? Now you're about to do it again, and take that money and put it into an investment, a digital asset, a cryptocurrency. And so now you're going to have to put in the time to, is this safe? Is this safe from the tech side? Yes or no? You're going to go down that road. Then you're going to go, wait a minute. Am I the one that can mess this up? Absolutely. How? How can I mess this up? And, to Laurie, I tell my clients the same. Start small. Do 50, do 100 bucks.
What you can afford to lose.
Yeah,
you don't put your mortgage in it. You don't put your rent money in it.
Don't do that. That's a whole nother strategy. Don't even go there.
Yeah, this is not something. Again, I've been in almost 5 years. It'll be like 5 years in February or March. It is not a quick place to go and get rich. This is not what it's about. This is like we call us hodlers who we hold on to our cryptocurrency. This is in it for the long duration, right? I'm almost in 5 years, but it's been around for 15-ish years. Mm-hmm. And something that I just want people to realize is that, I have had more than a dozen coins, and let me tell you, it gets confusing. You don't want, I would say, get in with maybe 2 or 3 coins. And again, the thing is that when my brother first got some cryptocurrency, this is probably about 3 or 4 years ago, probably actually about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. And he was like, Laurie, I was watching on the news and I saw them talking about Ethereum. And I'm like, yeah, what happens is you start hearing more about cryptocurrency, and it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of keeps dripping on you when you have
Mm-hmm.
it, right? It's like if you
Mm-hmm.
had a Porsche and people are talking about Porsches, or an ad comes up for a Porsche or this Cayenne or whatever, you pay attention to it more. That's why I always tell people, if you don't know, just go for 90 days and see if you're interested in it and buy some, you know. And like you said, keep in the top 20, the top 100. My daughter's boyfriend, when I was talking to him about cryptocurrency, he's like, well, have you ever lost? And I'm like, huh. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I had some strong nodes. And that was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. But all the rest of mine have done really well. And that's just because I listened to a whole bunch of different cryptocurrency influencers. So, you know, I was listening to 3, 4, 5 hours a day of cryptocurrency when the world was shut down 4.5, 5 years ago, right? I had the time. I put in the time. It's been well worth it. Couple of my highlights with my cryptocurrency journey is as a hobby here is I had XYO. And this was 3 years ago. And at the time, I was so busy. I don't check on my crypto a lot, and I'm spending to do that more because I've been so busy the last 4 years with other stuff. But my XYO, I think it went 40x. Are you looking it up right now?
I am right now. I want to see.
Yeah. So it was 3 years ago in October, November, because I actually don't sell a lot of my crypto, but I actually licked my ice cream and I got my G-Wagon, my Mercedes dream car that I had as a dream for 4 or 5 years. But when you have something that 40x's, and then just recently this fall, in November, I don't know if I told you about this, Simon, I had H-bar.
Nice.
And it 5x'd. And that's the thing, you guys, all this stuff that I'm telling you, you can go in CoinMarketCap and see for yourself. But my H-bar 5x'd. And for Christmas, I bought my daughters 2 newer cars as a surprise for them. So I licked my ice cream and I went and bought that hard asset for them. I wouldn't have even been able to fathom 6 or 7 years ago, before I got into crypto, that I would be able to do that or be driving my dream car that I still have today that I love. So those are a couple of things, right? And everybody sees where Bitcoin started. Let me see. Did I buy Divi? I had Divi for a little while, but I sold it a long time ago. There's a lot of cryptocurrency out there. One of the developers, what's his name, from Divi, he actually stayed at my house last year. I had him speak at an event. Why am I, Renita, what's his name? Oh my gosh.
Nick?
What is
Nick?
Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick stayed, Bob, Nick stayed at my house last year. He's awesome. He's a great guy. But no, I don't have any Divi. There's so many cryptocurrencies out there, you guys. And so I don't know if you have any other things that you wanted to be sure to mention, Simon. If anybody has any questions, please post it in all caps, and we'll answer that before we get going today.
Yes, there's actually Divi's a great example to a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. Being excited about a project, right? You see the value, right? So you're excited. That's one of the things that one of the biggest and hardest lessons to learn is you in that situation of seeing value in a thing. You can see it, you got the vision, but it's hard to gauge the real world path. Okay. Can this be implemented? Yes. Will it be implemented? Maybe. Right. That's
These are all projects.
Yeah, these are all projects, right?
Each one of these coins has a use. So there are projects underway and people are investing in and believing in them. I didn't want to cut you off, but so many people don't even understand.
No, it is. It absolutely is. They're a project, right? They're trying to solve a problem in the real world / digital world. They're trying to bring the physical world into the digital world for efficiency. Everybody has that vision. Everybody who's building, the teams or one person in a garage that's building a project, starting a project, is trying to bring the physical into the digital or upgrade the digital itself. An example, music. Music is a great example, right? It's probably been one of the first things that we've able to go from vinyl, tape, well, 8-track, then tape, to CDs. Okay, that transition from tape to CD was huge, and now we have a on a laser disc CD. We can stick it into our machine computer, and now we can upload it magically to the internet, and there it is. Okay, that was like step one. That step one took multiple companies at a global level to get it there, right? And there was a lot of companies that lost, and there was companies that kind of teamed up together. Hey, you guys do this really good, we do this really good, let's come together. In cryptocurrency, in the crypto space, the digital asset space, that's happening. Projects will start coming together. Divi, same, they've done their thing in that regard to NFTs, but that wasn't the original path. I say that to just be aware of what is a project, what is a digital asset, and what is a cryptocurrency. So currency, payments, peer-to-peer. Digital asset, payments, and tokenization of real-world assets. Something where you can put into a place and earn a yield off that. That is an asset. That is a digital asset. And yes, that too can be done. But going back around to the wallets, the practices, you mentioned seed phrases, your passwords, right? Those are so much more important than the digital asset or the cryptocurrency you're invested in. The reason for that is how you are able, if some situation happens, and let me tell you, it happens, that you are unable to get access to your digital assets. Someone stole your phone, house burnt down, hurricane came through. It happens all the time. I get calls. It's hard, but I do get calls of people that have lost, that are trapped, that are stuck. Some I can help. Others I can
You
walk
helped
through,
me.
hold your hand. Yes, I did.
I had done a transaction. And again, I do tests. I was sending from one wallet to another wallet, like I think it was like $150,000 worth of Bitcoin, and it wasn't showing up, and it wasn't showing up, and it wasn't showing up in the other wallet. You helped me just about a year ago, maybe not even that long ago.
No, in the mid-year last year. I think it was
we
mid-year
had to
last
do
year.
some steps, and I was like, for a couple of days, I was on pins and needles because that was a lot of money. But we had to do some steps, and you helped go in and do whatever needed to be done for it to then show up in my wallet. My wallet was up to date and everything, but things happen, you guys. And that's the other thing is I want to share with people is, for those of you who are like, oh, I'm all in, I'm going to put $10,000 down. And let's say that 5X's in the next 3 months, right? It could go down. None of this is financial advice, you guys. I just want you to know we're all talking.
We're talking hypothetical situation. You throw 10 grand. It moons $50,000 worth now.
Goes to 50,000. I've had, again, my XYO 40X. I had ADA back in the day, and I think I put in like $500 and it went to 27 or 2,800. And that was my gift to my daughters. They didn't even know about it. But anyways, let's say it does go to 50,000. If it were me, and this is what I do, I spread it around to 2 or 3 different wallets, depending on what I've got going on, because you don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket. You can't trust that one basket to hold all of that wealth, because to me, $50,000 is a lot of money. And so now Simon had mentioned, different places where you can go and buy cryptocurrency. I shared my link over at Caleb and Brown. I've actually met with them in London last summer. I had brunch with them on a layover in London, and I've used them for almost 5 years now. They used to have a minimum to buy cryptocurrency and sell at 2,500, and they've lowered that to 500. Thanks for that tip too. I confirmed that with Sam.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I use Caleb and Brown. I'll post that again here, you guys, if you want to go and you can check out the it's Caleb and Brown on itssomething.co, and you can go and purchase some cryptocurrency by opening an account with them. But you can also store on in your dashboard with them. Again, keep your cryptocurrency. If you have, $5,000, spread that around, or 6,000, keep 2,000 here, 2,000 there, 2,000 over here. And you want to maintain it. And again, like Simon said, this isn't something that it's just, you don't spend the time. I've spent copious amounts of time learning about cryptocurrency. So it can be super simple. If you want super simple, go buy some Bitcoin and just hold it, or go buy one of the top 20 coins and just hold it. And check on your wallet every once in a while and just let it sit there. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be other people who are like, I kind of want to do this. I want to work myself out of that day job, right? Mm-hmm. And you mm-hmm. want to, especially right now, it's going up. So and Renita, I had a reminder, she posted in here that she bought a car with some Bitcoin profit. So it's
yes, she did. I know. She told me that.
You got doors and windows.
She was excited. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I can't wait.
Just for all of you newbies out there, Renita, she's my bonus aunt, lives on a farm in the middle of Nebraska. She taught herself about cryptocurrency in 2017 in there, where there weren't YouTube videos where you could go watch and learn about it. She taught herself. So I love that. Mm-hmm. S Cash has a question. I'm not a newbie. Would you keep your Bitcoin in an IRA?
Okay.
Your two BC. I'm assuming you mean your 2 Bitcoin.
Your 2 BC and IRA. Okay. So first off, S Cash, I'm going to assume it's already in there. Okay. So you're committed to those rules and regulations because of how you're participating in cryptocurrency. Let's actually touch on that real quick, because the landscape has changed a little bit because of regulation and participation and adoption at the institutional level. Back when Laurie got in, and definitely when I got in, and when Renita got in, the only way you could be involved in cryptocurrency is you had to get the real thing. Okay. The digital asset itself, store it on a wallet like we're talking about. Well, things have advanced. There's the Bitcoin ETF. And that's a big move, because now, like S Cash, for people who have a fund, they can now participate in cryptocurrency because they can transfer funds from that fund to another fund, right? That's the rules with the stocks and investing, etc. Just like, can I take my 401k and roll it into a Roth IRA? There are rules to do that, but those are the rules that you have to play in. So if your Bitcoin is already there, then yes, it's there, it's good, but I would still be checking on the company itself that is holding and managing it. And if they're using a third party, I would also be looking into that company as well and where that third party company is. Now, personally, for me, in my own opinion, I like to be in control. If somebody's going to screw it up, it's going to be this guy. Mm-hmm. If somebody's going to do get across the finish line, it's going to be this guy, right? And because of that, I have far more a higher standard of responsibility for myself, right? Yeah. As opposed to the old way. Oh, they take the money out of my check. Oh, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. Are you? Like, yeah. Dude, I've been down that road. It is, I bought that. I bought the Kool-Aid. I made the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid. And for me, that Kool-Aid does not work. I like high quality.
Ones, right?
Yeah. I like high quality.
Shame on me. But no, right. You guys, that's one of the things. It's almost like saying, here, hold this $10,000 in your trunk of your car to your friend.
Right. Maybe.
So my whole thing is that for people who are just getting in this is to be safe. And it's really simple. Downloading a wallet is super simple. Keeping your wallet seed phrases and password in 2 or 3 different safes is huge. and not sharing those, not going around saying I have 6 Bitcoin at a holiday event. Like I've been schooling people
Don't
on
do that.
Don't tell
and
people.
Even if you call somebody that is trying to help you out with your cryptocurrencies because you're in a pinch, don't tell them.
Don't tell anybody. Nobody needs to know, because again, I have people that I know that carry guns completely all the time, 100%, because they have so much wealth built up. So it's something where right now that might seem kind of ludicrous to you, but I just gave examples of my life in the last almost 5 years with having a coin that 40x'd, another coin. I know I had another one that 30x'd, and I've had other ones, right? So, and Hedera just, I had that 5x, and I have other coins that are doing really well that I don't pay attention to all the time, but I just because I know, and I am, and that's why I'm starting to do this more, because I am managing my crypto and my portfolio more now that I have the time. And now it's going to just be amazing to see what happens over the next year. So Simon, I appreciate your time so much. My biggest thing is safety first. Don't go around telling people how much cryptocurrency. You can talk in percentages, I have so much silver, and I have, this real estate, and then I have some other cryptocurrencies. But it's just, you want to keep it on the down low, because just because it's not a lot today doesn't mean it's not going to be a lot next week. Okay. The whole goal.
I want to talk about that. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. There are scams out there. And I mean, people get up, go to their scam call center, and they work as a team to get you out of your money. I've had more calls in the past 6 months of people who have been hustled, and they're not even into crypto, by the way, but they've been hustled out of money, and they're sending this money via cryptocurrency.
You guys, nobody is ever going to call and say, send me a Bitcoin and I'll send you 3 back. I've had phone calls with people. Nobody is ever going to call you and say you need to update your wallet. They don't have your email addresses. So that's why I say we're going to do more calls, you guys. I want people to be safe. There's a lot to learn, but I want to make it stupid simple, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise you.
Amen to that.
So thank you so much, Simon, for your time. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And thank you guys, everybody, for coming, and we'll get together again. And if you guys have some questions, just shoot me a quick email, or if you need to set some time with Simon, I'll get you. Do you want to give your contact, or what is your contact?
Fastest way to contact me is write this down. 412. Almost gave you the Batman cell. 425-412-0924. You can call or text anytime, and I literally mean that, because crypto's 24/7. Whether I like it or not, so am I.
Simon, tell me your number one more time.
425-412-0924. It doesn't cost to call me or text me. If I feel like it's going to that a 1 hour meeting or more is necessary, we'll talk about that. But if you got issues or you got questions, just give me a call, dude. Like, seriously.
And also, there's a one before that number that I got across on the ticker, but I just want you guys to know, I'll text Simon and he will make time for you. Let him know if it's something urgent or if you just want to get up on his calendar. But he's a great guy to work with and super simple to help with what needs to be done with your cryptos. So thanks you guys so much. Have a great day. See you.